In the raging blizzard, a widow clutched her 2 children and knocked on the wrong door, the door of the man the whole town called the most dangerous on the plains. Wind cut Lena Mae Whitaker's face. She hugged Tommy, 4, and hauled Jesse, 9, through crusted snow. Men shouted somewhere behind. "Ma," Jesse panted, "my toes are gone." "They'll come back when we find heat." Lantern Blur became Cedar Bluff. Lena shouldered into Pratt's General. Heat rolled out, coffee and wool. Agnes Pratt set her hands on the counter. "We ain't a poorhouse." "I'll trade," Lena said, sliding a thin ring off her finger. "Bread and milk for my boys, a place by your stove." Agnes bit the gold. "Thin, not worth a loaf." Tommy hiccuped. Lena put the ring back on. "Come on, boys," a dry voice. "Hold up, child." Mrs. June Mercer, spare and straight, sat near the stove. She folded a heel of bread into paper and pressed it into Lena's palm. "No fuss. You'll pay by living." "Lane North," she added. Red Elk Ranch past the cottonwoods. Owners short on talk, long on fairness. Keep to the drifts. Don't light a thing. Harlan's boys are combing the road. Wade Harlan's name was colder than wind. Lena nodded and took the night. She set Tommy on her hip and went. Jesse trudged close. "Is he coming?" "He always is," she said. "That's why we go." At town's edge, the road narrowed to a white chute between fences. "Another minute," she told Jesse. "When I say run, you run." The cottonwoods stood black. The creek rimmed with ice. The lane bent right, and far off a yellow square steadied in the dark. "See that light?" She breathed into Tommy's hat. "That's where warmth keeps its coat." "Is it his place?" Jesse whispered. "So they say." "What if he turns us away?" "Then I ask again." They slid along the fence. She listened, heard only wind walking the grass. The gate was drifted shut. Jesse clawed a gap with bare hands. Yard, 1 horse, wood stacked neat, smoke straight from the chimney. She raised her fist to knock, then let it fall as the door opened on a broad man. Scar at one mouth corner, black hair shot with frost, eyes dark and awake. "Who sent you?" he said. "Mrs. Mercer," Lena answered. "From town." He stepped aside. "Get those boys to the fire." Heat hit like a blow. Lena set Tommy by the stove and tugged Jesse's boots, rubbing life back into pale feet. The man ladled mush into bowls and set a tin of coffee near her. "I'll work," she said. "Cook, wash, patch. We'll leave when the thaw comes." "Name?" "Lena Mae Whitaker. This is Jesse. This is Tommy." He nodded. "Coal, Red Elk." Tommy shoveled mash. Jesse watched him over his bowl. "After they're warm," Cole said. "Beds in the lean room. Sleep now. Talk in the morning." "Sheriff Harlan won't quit," Lena said. "I know what men quit," Cole said, "and what they don't." "What do you want for taking us in?" "Work's plenty. Pride is cheap. Boys are dear." "Sir," she said, "if you feed my sons, I'll be good as a wife to your house till spring." He didn't blink. He lifted Tommy to a pallet, handed Jesse dry socks, and poured molasses. "Feed them first," he said. "Then we'll see what vows the weather asks." The stove ticked. Lena drank coffee and felt something warm and stubborn move back into her chest. "Thank you, Mr. Red Elk," she said. He nodded. "Bar the door when I step out. I'll walk the yard." "Are we safe?" Jesse asked. "For tonight," Cole said. "For tonight's enough." He lifted the latch and went into the wind. The door fell shut like a promise Lena had no right to trust, and every need to believe. Cole came back snow-dusted, barred the latch, listened. Wind nosed the eaves. He hung his coat, pointed at the stove. "Eat what's left, then bed." Lena split the mush. Tommy blinked. Jesse sagged. Cole spread a quilt on the lean pallet and lifted each child. "Blankets ain't new," he said, "but they're clean." The place was spare. Scarred table, 4 chairs, hooks, tin cups, a wall of books. We can pay in labor, Lena said. You already started, he said. Sleep. She lay by the pallet, shawl over her, boots by the stove. Cole banked the fire and read, turning pages slow. Past midnight she woke to chair legs scraping. He checked the latch, peered through the curtain crack. He knew how to listen to dark. Morning came gray. On the table, a work dress, 2 boys' shirts, wool socks mended neat. A note, these belong to someone who don't need them now, better than rags. We can stitch them to fit, Lena said. Do it, Cole said. No one under this roof goes cold for pride. Tommy swam in his shirt. Jesse rolled cuffs and stood taller. Cole poured bowls. Terms, he said. You keep house, laundry, patches, boys help small. I need order, not talk. When the thaw opens the road, you move on. No quarrel. Fair. You bar the door when I'm out. If strangers ride in, stay off windows. Sheriff Harlan won't stop, she said. He'll slow when no one listens, Cole said. Then he'll rage. You know him. I know his type. They ate quiet. Outside, soft snow put out the light like a careful hand. Jesse said, I can stack wood straight as your wall. Prove it after breakfast. Tommy lifted his tin. Thank you, mister. Red elk's fine, Cole said. He showed Jesse the woodpile, ends to weather, gaps to breathe. Tommy carried kindling in a tin pail like a badge. Lena scrubbed the table, set dough, cracked the window a thumb to trade stale air for clean. On the shelf, a thin book lay face down, a purple flower pressed in the gutter. One word beside it in the same square hand. Remember. She closed it. Cole came in with a bucket, beard frosted. Roof leaks over the kitchen. Pans are under the drips. I'll stitch a tarp when the light holds. Good. By noon, the boys had color. Jesse whittled while Cole said, Draw away. A man cuts toward himself when he's in a hurry or a fool. Which are you? I'm older, Lena smiled. The coffee smell lingered, plain and honest as tin. Toward dusk, Cole tapped the rifle by the door. Far fence, 10 minutes. Will you be back? Tommy asked. Always come back from fences. He returned before the kettle muttered, knocked snow from his boots, scanned the room. Soup's on, Lena said. He ate like a man who remembers hunger. Halfway through, whatever Harlan promised, you were right to walk. He promised a cage, she said, with curtains. You'll have neither here, he said, just a roof that holds. After the boys slept, Lena washed the pot. Cole read 3 pages, removed his glasses, rubbed the bridge of his nose. I live alone for a reason, he said. I don't want chatter. I don't explain myself to folks who come and go. But no one under this roof gets hunted like stock, not by a badge. That's enough for me. For now, he said, one night at a time. He banked the fire. The house settled. Stars punched through cloud like tacks in a dark map. Between waking and sleep, she heard his slow step pass the door, and it did not scare her. Gray morning slid over the panes. The stove ticked. Lena rose, eased the boys awake, and found bread on a plate, a tin of lard, and 3 mugs set mouth down. Cole had left early. His coat was gone. The yard held his deep boot marks. Lena dressed in the work frock from the table and pinned the shoulders tight. The cloth was clean and serviceable. She rolled sleeves. Jesse tugged on wool socks. Tommy stood still while she buttoned him. Ma, Jesse said, what's that wall? Books, she said. Spines sun-faded, edges soft. History, maps, a thin blue book of poems. A flower lay pressed in one. Violet turned to paper, one word penciled neat. Remember. She closed it gentle. On the shelf below, a leather Bible, corners rubbed smooth. Inside, Emma Red Elk, 1868. Beneath, in a different hand, with gratitude for safe passage, may God bless your road as you blessed ours. S.J., 1870. Lena stood quiet, Cole stepped in carrying 2 split rails on his shoulder. He set them, scanned the room. "You found the books," he said. "They were waiting." He nodded. "Coffee's in the tin. I'll swap a shingle after breakfast." They ate mush and bacon ends. Jesse eyed the scar at Cole's mouth. Tommy smiled. Cole's eyes eased. "Work list," he said. "Roof pans to empty, curtains to boil. Bread by noon if the stove keeps faith. Boys, wood and water, close enough to hear your mother call." "Yes, sir," Jesse said. Cole set a block of pine on the table, took up a small knife, and cut. The room filled with the clean smell of shavings. "What is it?" Tommy whispered. "Coyote," Cole said. "He runs alone sometimes, but belongs to a pack." He rubbed the small head smooth and put it in Tommy's palm. "Keep him in your pocket. When you forget you're braver than you feel, touch his ear." Lena lifted the Bible. "Emma was your wife." He didn't move for a long breath. "Yes." "I'm sorry." "Me too." He looked at the window. "Storm took her 3 winters back. I was in town. Sheriff said no man rides for a half-breed's wife in that blow. By the time the road opened..." He stopped. Lena closed the book. "I thank her for these clothes," she said. "It holds because I work it." He shouldered a hammer, then paused at the door. "If men come while I'm out, stay back from glass. Call once. I'll hear." "Mr. Red Elk," Jesse said, "how far can you hear?" "Far enough," he said. "Farther when it's my business." They moved through the morning like folks who'd lived there longer than a night. Lena scrubbed a pot till it shone. Jesse stacked oak by length. Tommy sorted kindling into neat stars and checked his pocket to be sure the coyote hadn't strayed. Snow squeaked under Cole's boots on his return. He stamped, hung his hat, and bent to inspect Jesse's woodpile. "Square," he said. "Won't come down on you." Pride colored the boy's face. Lena set bread and beans. They ate without hurry. "I read nights," Cole said. "You can if you like. Teach the boys off those maps. Stars, too, when they show." "We'll learn," Lena said. Wind nosed the eaves. Dusk came on. Cole slid the rifle by the jamb without a speech. He glanced once at the floorboards, then the window latch, counting habits a man keeps when trouble knows him. Hoofbeats thudded beyond the cottonwoods. Snow fell light. A faint bell rang somewhere down the lane. Bridle iron measured and wrong in weather like this. Cole's head raised. He set his cup down. "Bar the door," he said. "No talk. Let's see who forgot the hour." Lena slid the bar. Cole stood side on to the jamb, rifle low, a fist rapped twice, then once. "Name," he said. "Zeke Caldwell. Don't shoot your own shadow." Zeke stamped snow as Cole opened, stringy, brow scarred. "Talk, then warm," Cole said. Zeke held his hands to the stove. "Harlan's hanging reward bills for a widow and 2 boys. Calls them property. Town's split." "Who rides with him?" Cole asked. "Strays and men who owe him." Jesse looked at Lena. "We ain't property." "Not here," Cole said. Zeke drained coffee. "If you got hollows to hide, dust 'em. You'll see one," Cole said. When Zeke left, Cole lifted a rug in the lean room, hooked a ring, and raised a hidden door on oiled hinges. Cold air breathed up. "Down and right," he said, lantern lit. "Stone walls, dry. Stone tight, shelves, water, blankets, cot." Tommy whispered, "Is this a fort?" "It's a name the wind forgets," Cole said. He pressed a seam. A low door opened to a cedar-braced crawl. Barn, then creek. "You take it if riders crowd the yard." Lena touched the stone. "You kept others here." "Before and after the war," he said. "No one lost from this room." By noon, June, Mercer stepped in with the cold. "No time for tea." She slid a small wrapped weight across the table. "My John's Derringer. Keep it close." Lena blinked. "I've never fired." "You'll learn," June said. Point where it counts. Cole broke the pistol, checked loads, and handed it butt first. Pocket of your dress. June lowered her voice. Doc Ezra Pike says Sarah Harlan's paper smells bought. He's saving what he's got. Cole nodded. Tell him to lock it tight. June eyed the boys. Back lane only. Don't show faces to fools. She left without taking bread. Afternoon flattened to gray. Cole chalked marks by the jam. 2 from the right, he told Jesse. If I call, count back and bar it. I can, Jesse said. Again, Cole said. The boy repeated steady. Near dusk, a badge blinked at the crack. Cole opened with care. Ben Doyle, the young deputy said, hat in hand. Don't aim unless I earn it. You with Harlan? Cole asked. I work for the county. Ain't the same as kneeling. He glanced at Lena. Ma'am, he's fit to burst. Says you made him a fool. He'll make you prove different. We won't be on his rope, Lena said. Ben swallowed. He'll rent courage where he can't breed it. Keep lamps low. Don't answer names you don't know. You stand right. You won't stand alone, Cole said. Ben flushed. Greener than I look, but I ain't blind. He tipped his hat and left quick. Evening, Lena set the derringer on the table. Cole laid a split log on the snow at 20 paces. Thumb the hammer, he said. Sight small. Don't flinch. She fired. The log jumped and rolled. Smoke ribboned. Her hands shook after, not before. Again tomorrow, Cole said. Not because I want you to shoot, because I want you to know you can. They ate beans. The world shrank to tin spoons and breath. A coyote called. Another answered from the ridge. Snow held the moon like a tin basin. When the boys slept, Cole cleaned the little gun with a rag. Harlan will test your nerve before he tests your door. He already did, Lena said. In town, every time he smiled. Cole saw the pale band where a ring had been and let it be. Wind thinned. Hooves went by late, 2 slow, circling once, counting windows. Cole's eyes met Lena's across the dark. He didn't speak. Some promises hold better as a nod and a loaded lamp. She nodded. The wind lost its teeth. Smoke stood straight from the chimney, a Sunday sort of calm. Cole spread maps on the table. Lines tell where water runs, he said. You follow water when you're lost. Jesse traced a blue thread. This goes to the cottonwoods. It does. And farther when spring lets it. Tommy leaned close. Do fish sleep? They slow, Cole said. Lena mended a sleeve. She liked the steadiness in his talk. No lecture, just fence posts. At noon, he brought the mare. Saddle up, he told Jesse. We ride the yard. Me too? Tommy asked. You hold the gate, Cole said. He set Jesse up and walked beside, one hand on the rein, the other at the boy's knee. Sit tall, breathe. A horse hears your lungs. Jesse found the rhythm. I feel it. Don't yank. Ask. She'll answer. Lena stirred beans and set cornbread. Cole came in with the smell of hay and cold iron. Kitchen feels different, he said. It's clean. It's lived in, he said. After supper, he lit a lamp and pulled a slim book. Stars, he said. If sky clears, we'll step out. It did. Night was a black skillet, salted bright. Cole pointed. That line's the river in the sky. North hangs off it. When men lie, stars don't. Tommy whispered, Do your people read the sky? My mother's people did, Cole said. Cherokee. My father was Scotch-Irish. I got both. Is that why Harlan hates you? Jesse asked. Harlan hates himself, Cole said. The rest is rope he throws at whoever's nearest. They stood quiet. Lena thought of Emma's name in the Bible and did not step on the moment. Days set a shape. Mornings held chores. Afternoons made room for lessons. Evenings were small talk and the soft rasp of a knife on wood. Cole carved a fox for Jesse, a small bird for the sill. June sent word by a farm boy. Harlan had hired two strangers and set them to asking about a woman with dark hair and a thin gold band mark. Lena pulled her sleeve down and kept working. Ben Doyle rode by near dusk. "He's stirring," Ben said, "but men are balky. He lost shine." "Stand off the main road," Cole said. "I will, and I'll talk to the few that listen." When Ben left, Jesse asked, "Why help us?" "Some folks don't like watching wrong," Cole said. "Ben's one." That night, wind rose just enough to make the eaves whisper. Tommy cried and went quiet in Lena's arms. "Coyote in my pocket," he said, sleepy, proud. Morning, Cole set a plank across two sawhorses. "You need a bench," he said. "For how long?" "As long as it takes." She pressed the wood. "Thank you." Midday brought a test. Two riders drifted in, not looking for trade. Hats low, talk lower. Cole stepped out bareheaded. "Yard's private." "We're thirsty," the red one said. "Creek's east." "You hoard water now?" "I hoard peace," Cole said. "Move on." The second man's eyes slid to the window, where a curtain moved and went still. "Here till you took in strays," he said. "I feed who I choose," Cole said. "Then I send them on with both ears." Red spat. "You sound proud for a half-blood who sleeps alone." Cole watched their hands. Palms stayed open. "Last chance," he said. They weighed it and rode off slow, like men who wanted to think they chose it. Cole came in and shut the door. "Practice," he said to Lena, meaning the derringer. They set a knot on the block. She fired once and shaved a curl. He nodded. "Good. Save the rest." At supper, Jesse said, "Are we staying?" "We stay till spring," Lena said. Cole buttered his bread and did not look up. "Spring's got long arms," he said. "We'll see how far they reach." Morning broke brittle. Sun flashed on drifts. Smoke climbed straight. Cole checked sky, barn, lane. "Weather's holding," he said. "We use it." They used it. Wash boiled, floors scrubbed, tools mended. By noon the light thinned. Wind swung north and found the chinks. "Storm," Cole said, "fast." He stacked wood by the door, filled buckets, doubled hay, pinned shutters. Snow came hard, thick as flour from a torn sack. The world turned to a white drum. The house took the hit and settled. With the work trapped inside, time stretched. Cole set a chair and showed Jesse how to oil his knife. "Steel keeps faith if you do." To Tommy he gave nails and a plank to sort by size. Order is a kind of prayer. Lena baked 2 loaves, cooked beans with a splash of molasses. "You'll spoil us," Cole said, quiet, pleased. Night came quick. The stove glowed. Wind sang in the stovepipe, a long, low whistle. Tommy flinched. "It's just the plains breathing," Cole told him. "Old land, big lungs." Tell something true," Jesse said. Cole weighed the room, lit the second lamp. "My mother was Cherokee from hills back east. My father freighted and never kept one map. I learned 2 kinds of talk, 2 ways to read ground. After the war, I scouted for the Union. When killing quit in books but not in fields, folks still needed doors to slip through." Lena looked at the rug that hid the cellar hatch. "Yeah," he said. "This floor, that tunnel, names signed in a Bible, then burned from memory. Men like Harlan call it crime. I call it neighbor work." "Does he know?" she asked. "He knows enough to choke on it." Bells under the wind, not cows. Harness. Cole lifted a hand. Lamps went to slivers. He rolled the rug, hooked the ring, sent Lena and the boys below with the lantern. The cellar breathed cool and steady, stone tight, shelves neat. "No sound," he whispered. "Whatever you hear, hold." Boots thudded above. A door opened. Voices blew in thin as smoke. Lena held both boys with one arm and the derringer with the other, muzzle toward dirt. Then the hinge creaked. Light knifed down. Cole's face filled the square. "All right," he said. "Come up." He tugged them into warm. "Who was it?" Lena asked. "Luke Mercer with a sled." Cole set a paper sack on the table. Coffee, flour, 2 candles, peppermint sticks that made Tommy grin. "Your Mrs. June is loud and handy." "He saw us." "He saw what I showed him," Cole said. "He won't trade it." They ate late, laughter small and surprised. After the boys slept, Cole sat with the Bible and thumbed the old note. "You kept them alive," Lena said. "They kept me that way too," he said. "Work keeps grief from owning every room." He closed the book. "Harlan won't ride himself in a night like this, but he'll hire men who ain't attached to tomorrow. We stay tight. Now." "What do you want me to be?" she asked. "Useful," he said. Then his gaze softened. "And here. As long as you choose. We'll talk spring when spring shows." Wind leaned on the door. The stove ticked. Cole banked the fire and laid his rifle by the jamb. "Sleep, Ms. Whitaker." "Lena," she said. He nodded once. The house held the name. She lay beside her boys and listened to the storm's even breath, and for the first time in months did not rehearse running. Near dawn the wind went ragged and quit. Light sifted gray. Jesse woke first. "Are we safe?" "For today," Cole said from the doorway. "And we'll make more todays." Sun came up pale like a lamp turned low. Drifts slumped. Cole checked sky, barn, lane. "Day's ours," he said. "Use it before it thinks twice." They ate quick. Lena set the house to rights. Blankets shaken, pans dried, the hatch rug laid smooth. Jesse fetched water. Tommy marched kindling. "Can I ride?" Jesse asked. "Yard only. Listen to the mare more than your ideas." They circled the corral. Cole walked beside, hand loose on the rein. "Sit quiet. Let your bones do the talking." By late morning, Cole put on his coat. "Walk with me?" He led her behind the barn to a low rise and an oak twisted by years. 2 stones sat in neat earth, one small, one plain. She stopped. "Emma?" "And the child," he said. Lena set her palm on the big stone. "I talk to folks gone," she said. "If it offends, I'll stop." She liked company, he said. "Say what you came to say." She did. Thanks for the dress, the books, for holding this man together long enough for 2 cold boys to find his door. Wind skimmed the hill and left it still. "We plant wildflowers here," Cole said. "Blue flax, prairie smoke." "Seems right." They walked down slow. At the porch, he said, "Plain then. I won't pry where you don't point me, but if Harlan pushes, I push back. That puts weight on you didn't ask for." "I've carried worse for less," she said. "Say where to lift." He nodded once. "You keep the home steady. I'll take the lane." Ben Doyle rode in near noon, hat white with old frost. "Mail came in," he said. "Notices from the judge. Folks whisper about Sarah Harlan's bruises." "You safe saying that?" Cole asked. "Safer than not," Ben said. His eyes went to Lena. "Ma'am, there's talk you ran because you had sense, not shame." "Truth travels slow," she said. "Do," Ben said. "Harlan hired 2 Missouri drifters. Stringy, they like fire." "We'll be ready," Cole said. Ben hesitated. "You ever need a name on a paper, I'll sign mine." He turned and left tracks like a decision. That afternoon, Lena baked, then stepped to the woodyard. Jesse had the pile square. Tommy showed his pocket coyote, its ear worn shiny. For a breath, she pictured summer, shirts on a line, boys barefoot, a table set for 4. It scared her how easy that picture came. Toward dusk, Zeke Caldwell slid from the lane. "June sent me," he said. "Walt Riker is passing a hat for riders with sand. Watch your lamps." "We'll eat by dusk and let dark do the rest," Cole said. Zeke's eye cut to the graves and back. "Keep building." He took bread and was gone. Night came early. The stove hummed. Cole set the derringer on the table, opened it, closed it. set it before Lena like a letter that couldn't wait. "You shot straight," he said. "If fright comes, remember the notch, not the noise." "I will." Jessie looked up. "Mr. Red Elk?" "Yeah? Are we still leaving in spring?" "Spring's a door," Cole said. "We'll look through when it opens. I won't shove you through, and I won't let anyone drag you back." Lena met his eyes over the lamp. "That'll do." They put the boys down. Cole banked the fire. The room held a soft red. He paused at the jamb, thumb on the worn scuff where boots hit. "You miss sleeping easy?" she asked. "I sleep better when the house breathes like this," he said. "It remembers its people." He set the bar, blew the lamp, and left one coal bright as a star. Outside, the plains lay still as held breath. For once the dark felt like a wall on their side. Morning set square, drifts sank, the sky was a dime. Cole walked fence with Jessie, Tommy toted nails, Lena boiled wash, set bread, kept an ear on the lane. Tracks? 2 men, one drags a heel. Near noon, Cole turned for the back pasture. "Half hour," he said. "Bar up if anything feels wrong." It felt wrong 5 minutes later. Hoofbeats came soft. A red-haired rider and another ghosted in, tossed a burlap sack on the porch, and wheeled away. Jessie grabbed the latch. Lena kept her voice level. "Inside." She held the derringer low. The hoofbeats thinned and were gone. She opened the sack with the poker. Dead hens slumped out. A crude stick doll on top, twine noosed, a paper pinned. "Soon," Jessie whispered. "Is that poetry?" "That's a coward's note," Lena said, and slid the mess back into snow. Cole came at a run, rifle easy, eyes not. One glance was enough. Harlan rented nerve. He walked the yard, counting prints. 2 saddles, sharp shod. They circled once. No one touched the windows. "What now?" Lena asked. "Now we quit being easy to count." He strung a bell wire from gate to stoop, hung a spoon to talk if touched, showed Jessie how to set the bar quiet, how to keep breath slow. Afternoon settled. June Mercer came brisk. "Saw 2 devils," she said. "Doc Pike sent this." She handed Cole a folded sheet and Lena a tin of peppermints. Cole read, a ledger scrap with Sarah Harlan's name, bruises mapped in the doctor's neat hand. June tapped the page. "Ezra's ready to swear. Judge rides soon." "Tomorrow," Cole said. June eyed the sack. "He'll scare you out or burn you out. Lock your lamp." She squeezed Lena's shoulder and rode off. Evening came like a lid. Cole taught one more thing. "Pocket draw," he said, pinning an apron on a post. "Gun stays hidden until it speaks." He showed the motion, elbow tight, wrist straight, fire once, move. Lena practiced till the motion felt honest. "You're steadier than you think," he said. "I had to get steady," she answered. "My father liked a quiet house." He let it be. After beans, the bell wire ticked, faint as a mouse. Lamps dropped to breath. 2 shapes eased along the fence. Cole opened the door and stood in his own dark. "Yards posted," he said. Red Hair laughed. "Law says we can call." "Try the law," Cole said. "See who answers." The second man spat. "Tell your red brother he's overdue a reckoning." Cole said nothing. The men slid into the road and night. When he shut the door, Lena asked, "Brother?" "Some men think blood's a rope," Cole said. "We'll cut it when we must." He packed for town by lamplight. Coat, ledger scrap, coffee. He checked rifle, then boys. "Plan?" Lena asked. "I leave before light with Zeke," he said. "Ben Doyle meets us by the cottonwoods. You keep rooms with 2 doors. If the spoon sings, you go down. Come back." "I've been doing that lately." He paused. "If trouble arrives loud, shoot at hips. Legs run a man. I can do that." He penciled a list on the table. Bar, water, lamp, hatch. They put the boys down. Tommy patted his pocket coyote and slept. Cole stood at the door, a breath longer than habit. You said you'd be good as a wife to this house, he said. You've kept that. I'll be as good as a husband to its door. You already are. Then we'll keep it. He set the bar. Night outside was iron blue. Stars held like nails. Inside, their small light steadied, enough to carry them to the next sun. Dawn came blue as a bruise. Cole saddled by lantern and clasped Zeke's forearm. Creek path, no ridge lines. Ben waited at the cottonwoods, hat down, eyes up. Hired men camped west of the ferry, he said. They like kerosene. We'll like daylight, Cole said. Cedar Bluff wore its quiet like a coat. June Mercer stood outside Doc Pike's, scarf pinned, eyes bright. Got your paper, she said. Ezra swore it right. Doc Pike handed over a folded affidavit. Bruises catalogued, dates. Her fall story didn't fit the marks. He looked at Ben. You sign you saw fear on her? Say it plain. I saw it, Ben said. They walked to Judge Harrow's cubby behind the church. The judge was thin as a fence slat and twice as straight. He read, grunted, and set his spectacles low. Sheriff's office ain't a crown, he said. I'll hear this Wednesday. You'll have to stand to it, all of you. We will, June said. Harlan's voice drifted from the saloon like a knife. Half-breeds and old biddies, he was saying. I'll salt that ranch. Cole didn't turn. He bought flour, coffee, lamp wicks. June said, I'm riding back with you. Men with empty souls love an empty house. You'll ride in the sled, Cole said. If trouble shows, you're Sunday deaf. June snorted. Child, I taught Sunday deaf. They cut home by the creek, keeping cottonwood shadow. Twice Ben stopped, studied the bank, and shook his head. Somebody's trying to read your hoof, he said. Lena, meantime, set her day like stones. Water, bread, a lesson. She walked Jesse through the drill again. Bar, hatch, lamp, tunnel. Tommy repeated the words like lines from a hymn. The bell wire chimed once and stilled. A jackrabbit. She laughed under her breath and hated how near to tears it came. She wrote 3 names on a scrap, Jesse, Tommy, Lena, and slid it into the Bible where Emma's hand had written, Remember. We will, she whispered and swept up flour. Near the south bend, Ben raised a hand. Smoke. Old, Cole said. Brush yesterday. They reached the lane at graylight. The spoon on the wire hung still. Lena opened before they could knock. You made it. Got paper and a witness, Cole said. And June. June hugged Jesse first, then Tommy, then Lena. You look better fed, she said. Good. Now hide that little gun where your apron knows it. They ate fast. June talked while she chewed. Walt Riker can call 10 men who ain't scared of daylight. Doc Pike will bring his book. The judge will lean the way the wind carries him. Our work is to make that wind steady. Ben stood. I'll sleep in the barn if you allow. I don't trust the road. Blankets there, Cole said. No one freezes on this place. Zeke checked his cinch. I'll ride the ridge and lose whatever's sniffing. He tipped his hat to Lena. You pack fear, right? Thank you, I guess, she said, and he ghosted out. Night folded down. Ben took first watch. Cole checked latches and laid his rifle by the jam. You sure you want this smoke? He asked June. I'm old, she said. I don't scare like I used to, and when I do, it's about the right things. Lena listened to the men shift the weight of a quiet house and realized the house shifted them too. She set the derringer in her pocket and felt its small, cold heart beat in time with her own. Wednesday, Ben said. The judge. Don't be alone between now and then. We won't, Cole said. Good, Ben answered. Harlan's pride is the kind that burns. Just before dawn, the spoon on the wire clicked once, then sang. Ben rolled from the chair with his Colt in hand. Riders, he said. More than 2. Cole was at the door already. Lamp low, boys to ground. Lena swept Jesse and Tommy to the hatch. Lantern hooded, derringer in her pocket. The cellar breathed cool, stone, and quiet. No sound, she told them. Hands on each other. She climbed back up and slid the rug square. Hooves hit the yard. A man laughed, red hair. Wake up, rancher. Another voice, colder. Cole. Harlan. Ben moved to the side window. 3 on foot, 1 by the barn with a can. Not the house first, Cole said. He'll want fear before loss. The barn coughed flame. Light jumped the rafters. Chickens screamed once and went to ash. Heat slammed the porch. Cole stepped out bareheaded. You set a working man's roof on fire, he said. Call it brave? Harlan stood in the yard, coat perfect, eyes empty. You hid my property, he said. I'll salt this place to the sill. This roof holds families, Cole said. That's what eats you. Red Hair lifted his gun. Ben fired first. The shot took splinters off Red's wrist and dropped the pistol into snow. The third man bolted for the fence and thought better halfway. Harlan swung his barrel from Ben to Cole. Kneel. Cole didn't move. You left Emma to die when the doctor asked for riders. His voice was almost gentle. You use law like a club. Folks see that now. Folks see what I tell them, Harlan said, but the words came thin. June's sled cut into the lane, bell wild. Behind her rode Walt Riker and 3 hands with rope, axes, buckets. Fire line, Walt barked. House first. Harlan's men turned at the sound. Pride likes witnesses, fear hates them. The barn groaned. Sparks blew like hornets. Lena slid beside Cole, apron dark with wet from the buckets. She kept the derringer low. Back to ground, he said. I'm where I'm meant to be. Harlan saw her and smiled, all teeth. Mrs. Whitaker, you'll come along quiet. No, she said. He raised his pistol. Jesse's voice came sharp from the porch. Leave my ma. A rock cracked against Harlan's knuckles. The shot went wild, buzzing past Cole's ear. Cole crossed the yard in 2 strides and drove Harlan down. Snow shoved up in a halo. The gun spun away. Harlan clawed for Cole's face, caught the scar, sneered. Savage. Cole tightened until the sneer broke. You don't get that word, he said. Not here. Ben had Red Hair on his knees. Walt's men knocked the can from the third and cuffed him with rope. June planted herself between the bucket line and the porch and pointed like a general. That wing, she said. Save what feeds children. Harlan bucked once more. Cole eased off and dragged him up by the collar. Ben! Ben snapped irons on with hands that needed 3 tries to stop shaking. He faced Harlan steady. Sheriff, you're under arrest for arson, attempted murder, and abuse of office. Judge Harrow will hear you Wednesday. You'll answer for Sarah, too. Harlan went still, then ugly. You think paper beats me? You think a fence-post judge and a stable of hens? June stepped in, eyes hard as nails. Save it for the bench. They put him on a horse facing backward, a small thing that stripped the last shine. Red Hair and the other trailed, tied to Walt's men. Ben looked to Cole. You riding in? In the morning, Cole said. My boys need to see me at breakfast. The barn folded on itself with a tired sigh. The house held. Smoke thinned. Riker clapped Cole's shoulder. We'll raise a new one. Bring your list. Lena stood with the boys under the eave, soot on her cheek like a thumbprint. Jesse still had a stone in his fist. Tommy gripped the wooden coyote till the ears shone. Cole knelt. You did right, he told Jesse. You broke evil's aim without breaking your word. Jesse swallowed. I was scared. So was I, Cole said. Brave and scared ride the same horse. He looked at Lena. Her eyes were wet but steady. We saved the house, she said. We did, he said. Now we save the rest. June pressed a peppermint into Tommy's palm, another into Jesse's. Sugar for shock, she said. Gospel truth. Ben led the prisoners toward town. Walt's hands doused the last stubborn glow. Morning peeled up out of the ash, plain and serviceable. Cole slid his arm around Lena's shoulders and felt her lean the weight of a winter into him without apology. "Wednesday?" he said. "We'll be there," she answered. He nodded. "The worst man in the county is headed for a room with chairs. Let's make sure our side brings the truth and a lunch pail." Dawn smelled of wet ash and coffee. Walt's crew came early with poles. "We'll set posts while you're gone," he said. Cole checked the boys' coats and hitched the sled. June rode with them. Ben waited at the cottonwoods. "Prisoners in the freight room," he said, wrists chained, mouth still moving. Cedar Bluff felt like Sunday, hushed. Judge Harrow rapped once. Order Harlan came in under irons. A traveling lawyer slid after him. "Pratt for the defense." The judge read, "Arson, attempted murder, abuse of office, witnesses." Doc Ezra Pike stood. "I saw Sarah Harlan 3 times that winter. Bruises thumb wide, patterned, not a tumble. The certificate was pressed. This is the record I kept for when fear passed." He set his ledger like a stone. Pratt smiled thin. "Doctor, you expect a court to trust a secret book?" "I expect a court to know a man's fingers ain't stairs," Ezra said. June Mercer said, "I heard threats. I watched that woman fade." Ben said, "I saw Harlan set men to scare and stood aside when flame leaped." Pratt sniffed. "You're green." "Maybe," Ben said, "but I can tell a match from a mistake." Cole told it flat. "They threw dead hens and a noose on my step. They lit my barn. I put him on the ground when he pointed at my door." Pratt spread his hands. "Emotion, rumor, a half-blood with a grudge." The gavel cracked. "Mind your tongue." Lena rose. "My father promised me to the sheriff," she said. "I said no. He smiled like a buyer. I left. He called my son's property. He sent men. I won't go back." Pratt tried again. "Do you hate the defendant?" "I don't waste hate," Lena said. "I keep my boys fed and teach them not to harm what's weaker." A murmur moved the benches. Harlan lifted his chin. "Lies by a squaw lover and a restless widow." "Enough," the judge said. "One more slur and I'll tack on contempt." He read the affidavits and ruled. "Roland Harlan is suspended. He'll stand trial at spring term. Bond denied. Danger to witnesses and public order. Benjamin Doyle will serve as acting sheriff until election. Marshal, take him." Harlan went white at the mouth. He stared at Cole. "You think you've won. Blood remembers." Cole didn't blink. "So does a town." Outside, the air felt higher. June squeezed Lena's hand. "You cut your own tether." Lena's legs shook only when it ended. Cole steadied her to the sled. "You don't owe that room another breath," he said. Ben came last, badge heavy. "I didn't ask for it." "Wear it clean," Cole said. Pratt slid down an alley. Walt had a freight wagon of planks waiting. "Judge bite," he called. "He bit," June said. They reached the lane at dusk. A new sill beam lay true. Men had chalk on knuckles and sawdust in hair. Tommy curled in Cole's lap and slept with his fist on the wooden coyote. Jesse walked the new footprint. "It'll be bigger," he said. "It'll be right," Cole said. Lena stood back and took the picture. Wood. "Help, boys." A man who kept his word. Sky went the pink of a bruise healing. At the stoop, she stopped him with a hand on his sleeve. "You called it your house," she said. "It's ours if you still want that." He studied her. "I want what feeds you and the boys and doesn't shame the dead," he said. "That looks like this porch." "Then we build," she said. "We build," he answered. They ate late, tired and full of something like tomorrow. When the lamps went out, the dark felt less like a wall and more like a roof. They started the barn with frost in the ground. Walt ran the crew like a slow hymn, post, plumb, peg. Cole worked quiet, steady as a clock you trust. Jesse hauled trunnels, Tommy pegs, Lena kept coffee and stew. By noon, the ridgepole climbed. Sun flashed on the adze. Ben wrote out with paper. "Jury's set for spring," he said. "Harlan stays locked, Pratt's chewing nails." "Let him chew," Walt said. June brought nails and a ribbon. "For the first colt after this," she said. "Name him Lucky and don't admit why." When the men left, quiet fell with dusk. The frame threw long bones across the yard. Cole and Lena on the stoop while the boys chased each other through shavings. "Say it," she said. "Whatever still sits on your chest." He took his time. "Harlan and me. Same father." I wondered. He got the Bible. I got a good mother and land willed to both. He calls it theft. I call it law. Why now? Because spring's close and I'd rather tell it all before I ask anything. She looked at the frame against a dull sky. "Ask what?" "Stay, not as a guest, as partner. Later, wife, if we learn each other right. I don't barter with shelter. I want your yes clean." Lena let the quiet breathe. From the yard came Tommy's laugh, and Jesse's, "Easy, don't shove." She smiled. "You already talk like family. You sure you're ready to carry 3 names?" "I've been practicing," he said. "House seems to like it." She touched his sleeve. "I'm not afraid of work. I'm afraid of being owned." "Then we start with paper. Property stops at the fence. The table runs on choices. You pick curtains, I'll pick nails. The rest we pick together." "That sounds like a life." "Sounds like one I can keep." Night came, one lamp. June stayed with the boys while Cole and Lena walked the fence. "What about those men?" she asked. "Red hair's nursing his wrist, thinking of another county. The other one's on Ben's floor, learning what a mop is. Pratt's hunting angles, he'll find none. And your father? Dead before the war finished. He rode 2 worlds and paid neither full price. I won't do that." They stopped at the gate. She faced him. "I won't marry a ghost. I won't live under one either." "You'd be with a man who keeps graves tidy and roofs true," he said. "Ghosts can visit. They don't get a vote." She nodded. "Wednesday took weight off. I slept and didn't dream of doors." "Good. Dream boards and gardens. We'll set both." Back on the porch, June handed Lena a paper. "Doc Pike wrote this," she said. "Breath when fear pricks." Lena matched counts with breath. "Tell him I'll use it." Under the lamp, Jesse whittled. "I'm making a peg," he said. "Walt said every hand gets one in the frame." "Put your name on it," Cole said. "I don't know letters." "You'll know by morning," Lena said. "We'll start with J." Cole set coffee to boil. "Tomorrow we peg braces. After that, siding." "And after that?" she asked. "After that, we take a Sunday, if the world allows." The boys drowsed. June dozed. Cole stood by the door, looking at the latch like a man memorizing home. Then he turned to Lena. "When I said stay, it comes with me learning to speak more than I'm used to. If I go quiet, tug my sleeve." "I will, and if I run hot, point me at dough and let me beat it right." "That's a pact." "Then say good night, Cole Red Elk, and let the house hear us both." "Good night, Lena Whitaker. Good night, boys. Good night, barn with your bones showing. Tomorrow we make you skin." Snow quit sneaking the edges. Ruts thawed to mud. Walt's crew skinned the barn, pegged the last brace, and whooped soft. Sunday, neighbors brought pies and boards. June tied a red ribbon on the post. Ben hung his new badge on a nail and helped raise a door. Late light, Cole walked the fence with Lena. "Your father send word?" "He sent a letter I didn't open," she said. "I'm done with paper men." "We'll answer decent if he rides in," Cole said. "But the gate obeys us." They stood under the oak. Cole touched the stone. "I'll say it where she can hear. Stay. Not till spring, not till fear fades. Stay and make this place ours. When you're ready, preacher or creek, we'll say it plain." Lena watched his face. "I'll be your wife if you feed my sons," she said, half smile, half dare. He tipped his head. "I've been doing that. I'll keep proving it." "Then yes," she said. "No bargaining, no debt." They told the boys by lamplight. Jesse sat straighter. "Does that make him my pa?" "It makes him the man who keeps his word," Lena said. "If you want the name, we'll carry both till you're sure." "Tommy Red Elk Whitaker," Tommy tried. Cole grinned. "Long tag for a little hat." June hugged them and cried. "Set a date," she said. "Spring's greedy, grab a Sunday." Ben said, "I'll witness if you want it quiet." "Quiet fits," Lena said. Pratt came thin as a fence slat next noon, hat clean, eyes dry. "My client demands visitation," he said in the yard. Ben stepped from the porch. "Your client is a prisoner. His demands are wind. Serve filings through me. You're trespassing." Pratt smiled hard. "Court's turn." "The court just did," June called. Pratt left with dust on his cuffs and a look that preferred blood to ink. Evening Cole braided horsehair into a ring. "Metal can wait," he said. "This holds better than a promise spoken cold." Lena slipped it on. It fit like a habit. Planting started. Cole hitched the team. Jesse dropped seed with the grave air of a man asking the earth for favors. Tommy dragged a stick like a plow. Lena marked rows and hung a bell to bother crows. A wagon turned in. An older man climbed down slow, Mr. Whitaker, stiff with miles. He took in barn, boys, woman he had ordered once and couldn't now. "You made a spectacle," he said. "No, sir," Lena said. "I made a life." "You'll shame the family." "My boys are my family," she said. "You're welcome if you come kind." He looked to Cole. "You the Indian?" "I'm Cole Red Elk," Cole said. "I keep this place sound." The mouth thinned. "You'll ruin her." "I'll feed her and hers," Cole said. "When I fail, I'll fix it." The old man searched for purchase and found none. Tommy held the wooden coyote like a flag. Jesse nodded, guarded. "You keep their shoes on," the old man said, brittle mercy. "Don't let them forget prayers." "We won't," Lena said. He drove off without turning his head. Dust settled like an amen. Night, with stars clean and the pump ticking, Lena leaned into Cole on the stoop. "You didn't posture," she said. "Pride spends quick," he said. "We need coins for wire and slates." They laughed, tired and loose. They sat quiet. The land smelled like thawed dirt and tomorrow. Inside, the boys argued over the warm side and settled it fair. The house held their names like it had always known them. Stars stayed. "Spring drew its line today," Lena said. "And we stepped over," Cole answered. He took her hand, thumb on the horsehair braid. "We keep stepping." They picked a Sunday with clean light. No banners, no fuss. June brushed boys' hair. Ben set 2 chairs by the stoop. Walt squared a hymn book on a crate. The creek talked just enough to count as a witness. Lena wore blue calico taken in twice. Cole had on a white shirt. The horsehair ring lay on Emma's Bible. The page marked, "Remember." The barn wore new boards, pale as a scar. June cleared her throat. "Plain words," she said. "Speak so the house can keep them." Cole faced Lena. "I feed you and yours. I keep roofs and doors. I tell the truth when it's easy and when it's not. I don't stand between you and your mind." Lena faced him. "I keep the table ready. I name hurt and hope. I won't run from hard days. I won't let fear boss our boys. I speak clean or keep quiet." Jesse stepped up solemn, the wooden coyote in his pocket. Tommy held the ribbon for the first colt. Ben lifted a hand. "Any man here want to argue?" No one did. "By the laws of this county and the ones older than fences," June said, "you're married." Cole slid the braid onto Lena's finger. She slid a narrow band cut from a spoon handle onto his. It shone like found money. Jesse went straight to Cole. Pa? He asked, testing the word like a new saddle. Yes, Tommy bounced. Can Lucky come now? The mare nickered and proved the hour right. She'd held a foal through the last cold snap and chose today to show him. June tied her red ribbon to the tiny halter. World's got timing, she said. Try to keep up. They ate stew on the porch. June tucked a folded paper in Lena's hand. From Judge Harrow. Spring term fixed. Harlan stays put. Pratt rode east. Ben added, red hair left at sunup. Sold his pistol, bought a shovel. I'll take that. Lena breathed out. Let the law have him. I'm done teaching that man my name. Afternoon turned to chores. Cole wrote a deed that put the house in both names. Property's a tool, not a leash, he said. They pegged it under a beam. Walt burned each family name into a brace. Red Elk, Whitaker, side by side. Near dusk, Mr. Whitaker paused at the gate, hat in his hands. I was wrong, he said, voice scraped thin. Pride's heavy. I can't carry it and be your father both. Lena held the rail. You can visit if you come gentle. You can leave if you can't. He nodded once. Then I'll try. He shook Cole's hand the old way and kept his opinions behind his teeth. Evening cooled. The boys bedded the colt with straw. June washed plates and declared the kitchen married too. Ben rode the fence and came back easy. Lines hold, he said. Under the oak, Lena and Cole shared a tin cup of coffee. We said it plain, she whispered. We'll say it again when storms come, he answered. And when they call you savage, I'll build 2 more rafters. And when I run hot, I'll point you at dough. Works every time, he said. They walked back slow. The house had new boards, old scars, and their breath in it. Somewhere far off a wolf spoke once and quit. Jesse shifted in sleep and found the warm side without a fuss. Tommy dreamed and settled. Cole set the bar and touched the jam where hands had polished the wood. Good night, wife, he said, trying the new word. Good night, husband, she answered, sure as a nail set true. The lamp went down to a coal and held like a promise. Outside, the field waited for seed. Inside, the names held. Spring pressed its hand to the window and said, work. They answered together. When the dust finally settles, what lingers isn't gunfire or smoke, but the sound of a roof creaking steady, a child's laugh rolling across a yard, and 2 people learning that family can be chosen as much as born. Out here, scars don't vanish, but they soften under honest work and shared bread. If you were standing on that porch, would you choose to stay and build or ride on and chase something else? I'd love to hear what path you'd take.